In this video, we continue the translation of our application. We will demonstrate how to generate .ts files using the lupdate command and how to modify them in Qt Linguist. We will use the Qt Quick application located in Translation Section 3. It is the same as the application used in Translation Section 2, but the strings are marked for translation. The lupdate tool is located in the bin folder of the Qt installation and can be executed via the command line. We will open a command prompt and execute it to ensure it works well. The path to our Qt folder is saved in the environment variable Qt root, so we execute the following command. We can see the tool is called properly, so we can start using it. We want to inspect the main.qml saved in our project folder in order to create .ts files that will contain the string marked for translation. We want to create files for the French and Finnish languages, as well as one file for the English language to handle plural forms. The .ts files will be generated in a TS folder located in our project folder. First, we save the project folder path into the variable project folder. Then we execute the command lupdate. The first argument is the .qml file we will inspect. Then in the TS option, we pass the path and names of the TS files we want to create, one for each language. The names are chosen to respect the naming convention recommended. We can see our 3 files are generated. If we open one of them, for instance qmlfr.ts, we can see it is an XML file containing the strings marked for translation and some information for the translators, like the comments we created and the place of the string in the source code. The translation could be directly added by modifying this file, but we will use Qt Linguist instead, as it ensures we use the correct syntax. Before moving to Qt Linguist, let's run one more lupdate command to update our files. If the files are already created, they are not overwritten but simply modified. Otherwise, the previous translations would be lost each time we added new strings to translate in the source code. Here we will pass our project folder instead of main.qml for the first argument. This can be useful to inspect all the files in a folder at once and save the strings for translation in one TS file. We can also restrict the update to a certain type of file with the extensions option. Here we will only inspect QML files. Then we point lupdate to our previously created TS files. We can confirm our file has been updated and created once more, since we read 0 new and 7 already existing. Let's now add our translations in Qt Linguist. Once Qt Linguist is started, we click on the Open button. Select our 3 TS files and click on Open. We can see we have one context here, which is our main QML file. We have 7 strings to translate, and they are marked with a question mark. Once a translation is finished, we can click on the question mark to validate the translation. On the right side of the screen, we have also the position of the string in the code. Finally, in the middle of the screen, we have the panel to add the translations for each of the 3 languages. We can also see the developer comments here, but not the extra comments as explained in the previous video. We do not need to add translator comments in our case, so let's just add the translations in Finnish and French. We do not need to do it for the English, since if no translation is available, Qt will use the code source language, which is already English. Once it is done, we mark them as finished by clicking on the question marks. Then we select the quit string and perform the same translation work. The disambiguation text is available in the developer comments. Let's translate it in Finnish and French. We will quickly do the same for the next 3 strings since the process is the same. Again, we do not add the English translation. The next string is different since it contains a plural. Here we will add 2 translated strings for each language. The strings to use will be selected based on the plural rules defined in Qt. We start with the English translations. Then the Finnish ones. And finally, the French translations. We mark the translation as complete and select our last string. This one is again a bit different since it contains a parameter. We can reuse this parameter in the translation strings and place it where we want. Here the place will be the same regardless of the language, but if that were not the case, we could adjust it as needed, in Finnish and in French. We will mark the translations as finished. All our strings are now translated, so we can now click on File, Save All. In the next video, we will use the TS files that contain the translations to create QM files that can be used in our application. Thank you for watching.